welcome to the OAX Experience. I'm Amber. I'm here with Leon.
Hi, I'm Leon.
And we help people live the coastal lifestyle they've always wanted. From buying pre-sale condos to investing in stunning Oaxacan properties. Each episode, we share real stories, lessons learned, insider tips to make your dream home and life a reality.
I love case studies. So we're going to get into a couple of really good real-life case studies, and hopefully you enjoy it and it connects with the content of the course. And here we go.
Okay. Well, we've learned a lot along the way. So we wanted to share some personal stories and, a little bit of the good things and then more complicated things so that you understand really real life scenarios.
Yep.
Of how this works. And so this is in Dream to Deed, how to buy pre-sale condos in our intensive certification series course.
Very good. All right.
All right, so let's get into it. So why do people even look at pre-sale condos?
Because you're going to get an investment opportunity. That's the idea. So you buy before it's built at a lower price. You're invested with the developer. Right. So you're going in with this developer as an investment. You're getting a better price. Nothing's built. It's pre-sale. But the developer.
It could be if you're maybe buying the pre-sale as the project has already started.
Which would be great. That would be a very big bonus if the developer was already developed, already had construction going. That could be good. But maybe not. But in some form of very beginning phases of the development.
You can't move in yet.
Can't move in. And you're going to get a better price. The developer gets funding. So you're getting a better price. Developer gets funding. And there's usually a limited amount of pre-sale release. And then as the project gets built out, the prices generally go up.
Exactly.
Right.
The market catches up.
Yep. So there's some good benefits to that I was just thinking. So if your unit's not built for 18 months, like the call we just took for a new development, but you've locked your price in. And probably in 18 months, if you've done it right and invested with the right team and had good information like our courses, in 18 months, your price is probably solid.
So what does that mean, the right team?
Well, I believe in teamwork, so you need a team to do anything. And more than ever here, you need a team. There's so many different levels and facets of what's going on, from notary to real estate agent to developer to appraiser. It could be everything, inspector, engineer. Like, you need a team, and you need a team of people you can trust that have done it before.
Yeah, and not to worry, we have an entire module covering all of these details in our certification series. So you can always go back and refer to that there, and we will be doing an episode specifically on that. Now, let's talk a little bit about some case studies, some examples.
Love it.
First, let's talk about the last penthouse we just sold. Client was mid-30s, female, engineer, American, wanted a home in Puerto Escondido for maybe half the year or so. She plans on traveling a lot and renting it out.
She wanted to rent it, the other half.
She wants to rent it out when she's traveling because she's living the good life and working remotely and wants Puerto to be her home base, but wants to have that income potential. In terms of the pre-sale, everything went really smoothly for her transaction.
Yeah, we had to get her there. She looked at another one. So she flew into, if I remember rightly, she flew into town to look at another pre-sale unit that she was going to buy.
She was going to buy, and she was considering buying with financing.
And she was going to buy two.
And she was approved for financing for both units. And we took her to the developer's other locations to show the finishes and because the pre-sale was in gray build, which means it's basically just the cement.
Well, the developer this was part of the team that we talk about. This is a seasoned developer. So this is one that you can go and see projects they've done before. They've learned along the way over the last few years, and so you could see it.
Sorry.
So when she looked at the unit, she flew in, and there were two side by side, and there could have even been some adjustments made for her, like maybe an adjoining wall. You know, there was a little bit she could have done in there to buy those two. So we had
I
a
think
plan.
it was also planned to like include laundry. There was,
Yeah.
some other add-ons
Custom
and
stuff she
customizations.
could have done. And then she liked them. And then the developer's like, well, if she wants to see the finishes, take her to go see this other project that we finished. And so we took her to see the other project. The finishes are great. The thing was, it was the penthouse unit. She sees the penthouse unit. She's like, well, I want that. And because the penthouse unit has an ocean view, like spectacular view.
Yeah, it's a jaw-dropping view.
Which we're looking at right now. And so maybe we can drop a little photo real quick into this video. You can see what we're looking at, but we're looking at the entire Puerto Escondido beach of Zicatela all the way to La Punta. Spectacular view. So she saw that, as with everybody that would see that, she wants it. She goes, well, that's what I want. She has the money to back it up. She didn't need the financing. If she could have got it, great. It worked for her, but she's like, well, I can do it another way too. I can raise funds from investment accounts that we have. So she decided that maybe the units she had come into town were great and a good investment, but then she saw what she wanted, and could we get that for her? Just so happened we could. It took a little bit of customization, right? Because there was 2 penthouses available.
Because there was a new project that really hadn't been released. I think there was 1 unit sold to somebody
Truly
close.
pre-sale.
Truly pre-sale.
Nothing built.
No agents had been given access to this
Nothing.
Development yet, and
Except us.
And it had exactly what she was looking for, except the penthouse.
Except it was sold. So that was the other thing. So she wanted the penthouse, and this was designed where it was a penthouse, 1 penthouse on the top floor, and 2 1-bedroom units on the top floor. So 3 units on the top floor. She wanted a penthouse. The other penthouse, even in pre-sale, this is no construction, nothing done. It was sold. So this project was already selling to the developer's friends and family. So usually when you have pre-sale, usually the first release could be, maybe they have investors waiting, or they have a wait list from another project that they couldn't get into.
Exactly.
That can happen with a good seasoned developer. So they actually would be released to previous buyers that didn't get in on the last one, and then friends and family, and then agents. So we're right there on that list. She wanted a penthouse. We were able to get the developer and the architect, because it was still in pre-sale, still in not finalized, to take the 2 units and convert it into a penthouse for her.
And it actually ended up being, I think, 10 or 15 square meters bigger.
A little bit bigger than the other one, with a private pool. So
And both sunrise and sunset
ocean
views.
view. Spectacular. She got what she wanted. She was super excited. But then, as it can happen in real estate, somebody else wanted it. So now you have a situation where you've got more buyers coming in, because it's getting traction, it's got movement, and it's happening. So now there's other buyers, and it's starting to get competitive. The developer in pre-sale really needs the money, or wants the money, to build the project out. So it was kind of like, who could bring in the most money at the beginning to make the developer really happy? That person was going to get the deal. So for example, if Amber puts 25% down and I put 50% down, I might get that unit, because I'm giving the developer more,
Clearly.
but I'm also putting more of my money in at the beginning stages and taking that risk that I've got to wait now for that to be built, but with the correct team, again, being seasoned developers, agents, all the things that we do. Long story short, that's what she did. She put more down, beat out the other buyers, secured the unit, super excited, beautiful unit.
Custom space.
Custom space.
Exactly how she envisioned it. she's on her way to living the dream.
Yep. And that's a 6 months out of the year she can come live. Ocean views, beautiful place. And then for the other 6 months, it's a nice, very manageable rental property that can go Airbnb, could go monthly, because these, what they do is they'd have a lockbox, or they'd have an electronic lock on the door that registers who's coming in. You get the code, you access. It's kind of almost can be operated remotely.
Very.
Deposits made into her account. It's not super complicated with these units to get them rented out. So investment potential, living potential, beautiful unit.
And this is a perfect example of why pre-sale works, because you're planning ahead, right? And having the option that makes her feel safe, secure, and happy with what she's investing in.
That sounds great, and that's real. But go to the other side of it. So that's when all is firing, all is firing on the right order, all the cylinders, the engine's all working right. But if you take that and it doesn't work right, you're talking a disaster. And we've seen this, and this is not this is anywhere you could have anywhere
this
that
can happen in any market in any country,
market.
and we've seen it happen.
It could be a massive
We've
builder.
seen it happen in Canada. We've seen it happen in the
US.
States.
It can be a huge builder that doesn't deliver. But more importantly here, it could even be more so. So if you see somebody that has a dream as a developer, a concept, they might have a piece of land, they might have partners, that's great. They might have their dream. But if they can't fulfill that dream and you've invested money with them and they don't bring it in on time, they don't bring it in at the right price, their budgeting and all the stuff that they need to do to deliver that unit doesn't work, that's
And
the
not
risk.
just deliver the unit physically, but also deliver the papers
Title.
and the title.
Title.
And that's the biggest thing. So that's why you really need to go enroll in this course, because we break down absolutely every single detail, what to look for, what to pay attention to,
Yep.
how to secure and mitigate your risk.
That's why there's modules in this course, because it's too much at one go. You need to kind of break it down.
Yeah, it's broken down into really clear, concise topics.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So there's that other side. So I don't want to make it sound like, oh, it's just all great and, roses and candy and champagne. Like that is what happened in this scenario.
Yeah, that was a really successful deal.
Right. But that just didn't happen by chance. Like, we know what we're doing. And we had the right
Clearly.
buyer. We had a buyer that was informed, educated, financially capable to do the deal.
And a vetted developer.
And she knew where she was buying, and she'd done her homework.
Yeah.
So that one worked. So
Exactly.
that was very good. That
Exactly.
was super exciting, and she's very happy.
Awesome.
Yep.
All right, so let's get into another example, another case study. Your own experience.
This is mine. Yep.
Yeah.
So I was offered an opportunity to invest into a pre-sale development with a seasoned developer. Hands off, like I had no management, no operations, just an investor. That's all I did, was put in some money into the development. So the developer had money to build, and there were 4 partners in the whole thing. So not a lot of people, but they gave me that opportunity. I vetted it. I knew they were seasoned developers. They had always, even before at the very beginning, when I first came to Porto a few years ago, they were very welcoming, shared information. We shared information. I'm from California, big real estate market, had a good collaboration going. And it took some time to know each other and vet each other out. And then I got that offer, that opportunity. So I was very comfortable with who they were. And for me to put my own money in for my first one, it had to be that I really felt this had the best chance of success. And this team and these developers, I thought, could pull it off. And they did. So it was pretty cool to see it. So I lived it. I invested the money into, because I'm answering to my family in California, because we invest as a family. We invest as our family team, and we have opportunities to invest. And we thought that would be good. We put our money in and watched it happen. So I got to see the entire process from where they acquired the land, How they acquired the land, that's a whole other thing. How they title the land, how they get through the permits and the approval and all of the condo regime, how they're able to deliver title at the end. You're going from a raw piece of land to a 12-unit finished condo development with each one of those units having its own individual title.
Private title.
Private title. There's a lot going on there for that to happen. So watch that whole process happen. Watch the building develop over the last year. So saw all the levels and phases of construction, which was very interesting.
On time.
On time. On time. And it's important that it's on time because the developer sets a schedule of payments. So when you invest in pre-sale, typically there's a down payment. There could be a holding deposit while you negotiate contracts. And then it can be a certain percent.
It's usually broken into
phases of construction.
It's usually phases of construction or, a timeline of 3 months, depending on what the plan is.
Well, and you want to see that as an investor, as a buyer, you want to see that the builder's on time. So if they're looking for you for, okay, it's your 4-month window, time to make that payment, they also have, they need to be at a certain point. So are they at foundations? Are they at, they'll call it obra negra, so black, work it means. But are they at foundations? Are they at cement? Are they at electrical? Are they at full structure up? And then they at finishes? There's different levels that they are at, and you're putting your money in as this goes along.
And they are reporting that to you as the buyer along the way.
Or we, if we're your agent, we're reporting that to you, or there's a portal that you're logging into and you're seeing uploaded, pictures, videos, updates on what evidence, right? Evidence of what's happening.
That's what the bank calls it, evidence.
Evidence, that's good. And real evidence.
Exactly.
Right? Because there's a lot of AI. They could just make a lot of stuff, right? But this is real evidence with us actually looking at it. And in this case, me actually being able to physically go and see it, see a team of builders there all the time. Every time I went to that site, there was always construction. Full action, not a couple of people working, a team of 25 builders working all the time. And they're dealing with, they've already factored in, they're dealing with weather, they're dealing with any kind of delays. It could be for delivery on, supplies, whatever it is, they factored in. They were on time. We're almost at the end. So they're almost at the end now. I think there's 1 unit left to sell. But it's finished. Like you have units where the furniture's coming in now and lights are hung and plates.
Fun part.
The fun part. And to go and walk it now is beautiful. Like they nailed it. Like they call it chikung, like finished walls that are just smooth and nice. Each unit has its own little private pool. It was quite nice to see it finished and very impressive to walk it. Made me very, very happy and also thank goodness that it worked. I got to say there was a little bit of that throughout the process where I hope this works, because if you're an investor and the units are not selling for whatever reason, the builder's delayed, the price is too high, economy, anything that can happen that can make them not sell, that construction can't stop.
Government changes.
Anything that can happen, meaning you need to, if it didn't pre-sell, you need to keep funding that as an investor. You need to make sure you could keep putting your money in to keep that project going, because that's where you'll see, and you could look out here and see it, you'll see projects that are not finished, that stop, get shut down. They don't have the right permits. There's so many reasons why they could stop. So you can't let it stop. It has to stay on track. So living that pre-sale model as an investor, you know that you'd have to keep funding that if they didn't sell. But if the plan is right and the product is good and the pricing is good, they will sell. And they did. And then you hit a point in the pre-sale where you've sold enough to fund your build. And then you're on your way to, seeing profit and closing the project out. So, but there is a little bit of that pre-sale stress, I don't really want to fund more than this.
Right.
But it worked. And that is part of the team. And knowing that you can rely on that developer to do what they say they were going to do. And that's a very, very important thing here or anywhere. I shouldn't just say here, it's anywhere. Anywhere.
Absolutely.
So that was a fun one. That was good. I definitely felt it. So if you really want to know what it feels like to be a buyer, put yourself in that position and you'll know exactly what you go through.
So what do these stories teach us? Pre-sale allows customization, early access to best units.
Highest potential for return on your investment. You
The
are
ROI
taking
is up there.
You're taking a little more of a risk than if the project was finished already.
course.
You have to wait. So you have to wait for it to be built. So that's a big one, and be okay with that. And also, you're not even my case, like I can't micromanage it. I can't do anything. They're running it. They're flying the plane. I'm the
Correct.
passenger. So
Well, in terms of a buyer, every pre-sale journey is unique. And the buyer's personal goals can change the approach. And then there's also financing available for pre-sale for national and foreign buyers here in all regions of Mexico. And that gives us a lot of flexibility.
yep.
A lot of flexibility and a lot of higher potential for investment.
Well, and you're bringing in another facet and another moving piece into this, because when you bring financing into it, the bank has timeframes they're operating off as well. So we as the bankers, also your appraisal is on a time limit, your funding's on a time limit, when it would fund is on a time limit, title, notary. It's not that there's definitely a time limit when the bank is involved as well as the developer.
Correct.
That needs to align.
Correct. And the course breaks down all of these steps.
Take
How
the
to
course.
evaluate the developers, understand contracts, choose financing, and essentially protect your investment.
Yep. Oh, that's a really good one that you just brought up. I love that. When you bring the bank in, it's another layer of protection,
Exactly.
right? You get a bank involved, now you have another layer of protection. They're watching the whole transaction as well.
They watch the whole transaction, they verify and do due diligence on all of the components of your transaction. So it's pretty much a golden ticket.
That's why the courses were designed. It's well worth your investment to take these courses. They're a few $100. If you're going to do anything down here, educate yourself. We've built these courses.
This is years of experience between you and I
Yeah,
together
that's really it.
of really going through it the hard way.
I would have taken these courses, like if I could have had this ability to do this.
Absolutely.
Everybody we've talked to is like, can you please release them? Because everybody wants it. It's a few $100. You're going to inform yourself on, there's so much information in there. You'll take the courses, you'll have a lot better understanding. And then,
Well, I mean, you just confidently can go through the process.
right.
Instead of not sure who to trust. Is this person telling me the right thing? I'm not, it sounds good, but somebody else is telling me the opposite. This is the actual correct information from
experience.
an experienced broker, an experienced agents that have been here for years doing this with foreigners successfully time and time again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And seeing the other people doing it successfully as well. That's who we're lining up with. So, I don't want to hard sell these courses, but take the course. Like, if you're going to invest, plane tickets and time away from work and need, foreign countries and all the things that are involved, this is a tiny little investment.
Well, yeah, and you don't have to figure it out the hard way.
Done.
I mean, if you want to waste a few years.
And a bunch of money.
Yeah.
So we're
Anyway,
here for you.
check out the course.
Good.
The link will be in the show notes. And we'll see you on the next episode.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys. Bye.